Okay, so step one with the self-portrait project is to use the grid to make a contour line drawing of your portrait that's larger. It's actually a little bit bigger than your actual face, and larger, obviously, than the photograph we're using. We want an empty outline. We want no shading areas that are colored in. We just want a contour line and empty for shading. So you can barely see here where I've started doing my drawing. You want to keep it as light as you possibly can and still see it, particularly. So in my hair, I can see little triangular shapes, so you can see that I've drawn those in using the grid. We'll use those later when we go to actually shade, pick up where my drawing left off. In square D6. So right here in square D6, I just see my hairline connects with the drawing that I've started already, and it arches up and down. There's also a little darker indication here from like where my hair, there's a shadow or something here in my hair, so I'm going to draw that in as well. I'm simply going to move then into the next square. This next one arches down. So you can see that I'm just building the line that I'll use later to shade. Simple line, carefully following the grid. I have a shape in my hair here. It goes across in my hair here. I'm just gonna move to the next square across. I start to have this outer corner of my hair. I recommend that you go around the outer boundary of your hair first, and then go back and do the inner boundary of your hair. This gives you a frame, basically, to add the rest of your drawing into. You can easily adjust if it doesn't look right, if it looks like you've gotten things too small or too big. You can at that point really easily without having a lot of extra detail. So I'm just going to continue, like I said, drawing one square at a time. So on my grid, in my little square, if I need to, I like to mark 1/2 and 1/4. And I use that to measure very structuredly where my lines should on my gridded drawing paper. So here now I've hit my eyebrow, angles down a little bit. I also have this outer corner of my eye. Just gonna draw the lines that I see. I'm going to skip my eyelashes. They're there. I just don't need to draw them until we start to shade. So don't really worry so much about something like that, like your eyelashes. You can outline some edges of shadows that can be useful for you later when we go into the finishing phase of the portrait. So you can see that I'm just working, like I said, one square at a time to make this empty contour line drawing of my self-portrait. So if I show you a finished one, this is what you should have completed, a completed contour line self-portrait. Some areas I've outlined where some of my shadows are, okay? You'll see I have some shapes in my hair, some things that I've left there for reference. Again, I've outlined where shadows sort of change. And that will be a nice reference for me later when I go to finish the sheet drawing, okay? So this is what you should have by the end of class so that you are ready to move on to the next step.